How do I fill out Form 20 for 41 for child care expenses? Imagine saving money on your taxes just because you paid for child care. That's what filling out Form 20 for 41 can help you do. This form is used to claim the child and dependent care credit, which can lower your tax bill. If you pay for care so you can work or look for work, this credit might be just what you need. First, you need to know who qualifies. The form applies to children under age 13 or other dependents who are unable to care for themselves. This includes family members with disabilities or elderly relatives living with you. It's common in many Latino families to care for extended family, so keep that in mind. Next, gather information about your care providers. You will need their full names, addresses, and taxpayer identification numbers or social security numbers. This includes daycare centers, babysitters, or anyone else you paid for care. Make sure you have all these details ready before you start filling out the form. Now look at your expenses. You should list the total amount you paid for child or dependent care. Only include expenses that helped you work or find work. If you paid for care for one qualifying person, you can claim up to $3,000. If you paid for two or more, the maximum is $6,000. Keep receipts and records of all payments, especially if you paid family members or informal caregivers. When filling out the form, start with Part 1. Here, you will enter the care provider's information. Then move to Part 2, where you will calculate your credit. The percentage of your expenses you can claim depends on your income. If your adjusted gross income is lower, you might qualify for a higher percentage, up to 35%. In Part 3, report any benefits you received from your employer, like contributions to a dependent care flexible spending account. These benefits reduce the amount of expenses you can claim. Remember, both you and your spouse must have earned income unless one is a full-time student or disabled. Payments to relatives you claim as dependents might not qualify unless they have a taxpayer ID or social security number. Once you finish the form, attach it to your federal tax return, which is usually Form 1040. Be sure to keep copies of all your receipts and records in case you need them later. For Latino families, it's helpful to keep detailed records of all child care payments, including informal arrangements. If you used a family member as a caregiver, verify they have a valid taxpayer ID or social security number. Remember, the care must be work-related. If you are not working or looking for work, you cannot claim the credit. If you need help, many community tax programs offer free assistance, often in Spanish. They can guide you through filling out Form 20 for 41 correctly. Taking the time to do this carefully can lead to significant savings, making child care costs easier to manage for your family.